Welcome to my channel Reading Stories in English. Are you learning English today? Great, because this story is simple, emotional, and full of motivation. Let us learn English together with a very interesting story that can inspire your heart today. Today, we'll listen to the story of Thomas Edison, a man who never gave up. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Thomas Edison was a curious boy who liked asking questions about everything he saw daily. He wanted to understand how simple things worked, and he enjoyed learning through small experiments alone. Some teachers thought he asked too many questions, and they believed he learned too slowly. One teacher said, "Thomas, you ask many questions," and Thomas felt unsure about his learning. Thomas answered, "I only want to understand things," and his voice sounded calm and honest. This made school difficult for him, but he continued thinking about new ideas each day. His mother supported his learning at home, and she encouraged him to explore basic science topics. She helped him read simple books and allowed him to try easy experiments in their house. His mother said, "Thomas, keep learning. You can do it," and her words gave him confidence. Thomas smiled and answered, "Thank you, Mother. I want to learn more today," feeling hopeful. Thomas enjoyed these moments because learning at home felt calmer and easier for his young mind. He tried mixing small materials together, and sometimes the experiments failed without giving useful results. Other times the experiments worked a little, and these moments made him feel excited and confident. But people around him still did not understand his ideas, and they sometimes laughed at him. Thomas felt confused when people laughed, but he continued working because he enjoyed learning daily. He told himself, "I will keep trying," and these simple words helped him continue working. He believed that trying many times could help him understand things better, even when results failed. He practiced simple experiments again and again, and each try helped him learn something new. The process was slow for him, but he did not stop, even on difficult days. Thomas said quietly, "Learning takes time, but I will not stop now," feeling determined. Thomas knew learning required patience, and he accepted this while working on his small projects. He did not know his interests would one day lead him toward important scientific discoveries later. Question for you. When learning feels slow, do you continue practicing, or do you stop trying new things? As Thomas grew older, he wanted to do more experiments, and he searched for new ideas. He carried small tools with him, and he tried simple experiments during his free time, daily. Sometimes he worked at a train station, where he sold newspapers, snacks, and small useful items. One worker said, "Thomas, why do you keep experimenting?" and looked at him curiously. Thomas answered, "I want to learn something new," speaking with simple confidence in his voice. When work was slow, he tested small ideas in the train baggage area each day. But one experiment caused a small fire, and the conductor became angry and upset. Immediately, the conductor shouted, "Stop this now, Thomas," and he ended Thomas's work on the train. Thomas felt sad after losing his job, but he continued thinking about new learning opportunities. During this time, he lost part of his hearing, and it made communication difficult daily. Some people felt sorry for him, but Thomas wanted to stay focused on his future goals. Thomas said calmly, "I can still work," showing simple courage despite the challenges around him. He looked for a new job, and soon he worked as a young telegraph operator. One day he saw a small boy near danger, and he quickly moved to help. Thomas pulled the boy away from a moving train, and he saved the child's life. The boy's father said, "Thank you, Thomas. You saved my son today," feeling grateful and relieved. He continued, "I want to teach you telegraph skills," and this offer changed Thomas's life. Thomas learned the telegraph machine slowly, step by step, practicing each button with full attention. These skills helped him find better work, and they supported his daily life during difficult times. But even with new skills, Thomas faced problems because his early inventions did not succeed. His first invention received no interest, and people did not want to use the device. Thomas felt disappointed, but he remembered his mother's encouraging words from his childhood years. He whispered, "I will try again tomorrow," and this simple promise helped him continue working. He realized he needed to understand people's needs, and he began observing problems more carefully. Studied simple machines daily, searching for ideas that could help people in practical ways. These experiences were difficult for him, but they slowly shaped his path as a future inventor. Question for you: if your idea fails, do you try again tomorrow, or do you stop immediately? Thomas continued working as a telegraph operator, and he improved his skills by practicing each day. He watched how machines worked, and he asked simple questions to understand their basic functions clearly. These moments helped him learn faster, and he slowly gained confidence in his growing technical abilities. One coworker asked Thomas, "Why do you study these machines so much?" Sounding honestly curious, Thomas answered, "I want to find ideas that can help people with calm determination in mind." Thomas saved his earnings carefully, and he used the money to continue his small experiments. He bought simple materials, and he tested new ideas after work, even when he felt tired. Many experiments failed quickly, but Thomas always tried again because learning felt important to him. One day he created a voting recorder machine, hoping it could help government workers save time. Thomas said proudly, "This machine can make voting faster," believing he created something truly helpful. However, government officials said, "We do not need this machine," and they rejected his invention completely. Thomas felt disappointed, but calm, understanding his idea did not solve a problem people wanted solved. He told himself, "I must create something people truly need," thinking carefully about his next steps. This thought helped him focus, and he began searching for problems that needed simple, useful solutions. He moved to a new city called Menlo Park, hoping for better opportunities, and new learning experiences, there he set up a small workspace using basic tools and simple materials he already had. Thomas organized everything neatly, and he called the place his small laboratory for inventions. A helper said, "Thomas, can you really build important things here?" Looking around the simple workspace, Thomas replied, "Yes, we can start small," and he felt optimistic about the future ahead. Thomas worked long hours, writing notes, drawing plans, and testing ideas again and again. Daily, sometimes he rested only a little, but he continued his work because he believed in progress. As he experimented, he searched for a way to improve a device called the stock ticker. This device shared financial information, and people wanted it to work faster and more reliably. Thomas studied the ticker carefully, and he tested changes that could make the machine operate better. After many attempts, he created an improved version, and people were finally interested in his work. A businessman said, "Thomas, this is excellent," and he offered him a large payment for it. This success helped Thomas believe strongly in his path, and he prepared for bigger challenges ahead. Question for you: when something does not work as expected, do you change your plan or continue the same way? Thomas now wanted to create something even more useful, something that many people needed daily. He decided to work on electric light, a new idea many scientists struggled to create successfully. Thomas believed electric light could help homes, streets, and workplaces become safer and easier places. One assistant asked, "Thomas, is this project too difficult?" While checking the simple materials prepared, Thomas answered, "It is difficult, but we can try," showing steady confidence in his growing plan. He tested different materials for the light filament, searching for one that could last many hours. Every test gave short results, and the light went out quickly each time they tried again. Thomas and his team worked day and night, checking each experiment carefully and taking careful notes. Another assistant said, "We tested many materials already, feeling tired after long hours of repeated work." Thomas replied, "We will continue." Believing each test brought them closer to the correct solution. Eventually, they reached hundreds of experiments, and still no material worked well enough for strong, steady light. Some people outside the laboratory said Thomas is wasting time because progress appeared slow and uncertain. But Thomas ignored those comments, staying focused on his work and trusting his patient process completely. Then one day they tested carbonized bamboo, and something different happened inside the small glass bulb. The light stayed on longer than before, and Thomas watched the bulb glow with growing excitement. An assistant said, "Thomas, it continues shining," unable to hide his surprise at the new result. Thomas answered, "Yes, it is working," feeling hopeful because the experiment showed clear improvement finally. The light kept shining for many hours, and the team celebrated this important moment with relief. This success meant Thomas finally created a light source that could help many people worldwide daily. Even with this progress, Thomas knew more tests were needed, but he felt closer to real success. He continued checking the bulb carefully, making sure it worked safely and reliably for long periods. This was the moment Thomas realized his hard work could truly change life for many people. His team felt proud of the progress, and they prepared for the next steps toward public use. Thomas said, "We are ready for the world," believing their invention would soon help many families. Question for you. When you face a very difficult task, do you keep trying, or do you step back easily? Thomas and his team prepared the light bulb for public use, testing it several more times safely. They wanted people to trust the invention, so they checked every detail with careful attention daily. The tests continued working well, and the team felt ready to show the new light proudly. One assistant said, "Thomas, people will be surprised, imagining how families might react to electric light." Thomas answered, "I hope it helps many homes," thinking about the practical benefits for everyday life. Soon, they demonstrated the light bulb to the public, and many people watched with interest and excitement. When the bulb turned on, the bright and steady light made everyone look closely at the invention. A man said, "This can change everything," impressed by how long the bulb stayed shining without interruption. Families imagined safer nights. Businesses imagined better workspaces, and cities imagined brighter streets for everyone. People understood the invention's value, and they began asking how to bring electric light home. Thomas and his team worked to create a power system so homes could receive electricity safely. They built equipment, planned routes, and organized workers to bring power into many different neighborhoods. One worker told Thomas, "This project is growing fast," surprised by how quickly the plans moved. Thomas replied, "People need this service," and he continued directing the team with clear, simple instructions. Finally, power reached several homes, and families turned on electric lights for the very first time. They felt grateful because electric light made daily tasks easier, and evenings became more comfortable immediately. Thomas realized his invention truly helped people, and this satisfaction felt stronger than any earlier challenge. He understood his patience and effort created something important, and he felt proud of his long journey. Thomas said, "Hard work brings results," hoping children and adults would learn from his life experience. He continued working on new ideas, always searching for ways to improve life for many people. Thomas Edison's story showed the world that slow learning, simple steps, and repeated efforts can succeed. His journey taught that failure is normal, effort is necessary, and progress grows through daily practice. Question for you. When you complete something important, do you feel ready for new goals, or do you wait longer?